welcome to our podcast. This is I Don't Want to Pilot the Podcast. I'm Callum.
And I'm Cameron Lewis.
Yep.
By birth.
Yep. You've not changed it since. This is technically a pilot episode for our podcast. You see the irony there?
Unless we upload this episode second, then it won't be.
Yeah, this could actually end up being an episode. It depends how well this goes. But we're testing out everything. And good job we did. One of our mics doesn't work, which is why we've only got one.
It's clearly his mic.
It was mine. You can swear in moderation, so when we're talking about silent voice, I can say how shit it is. But we're not going
You just saw!
Exactly.
You're going to get shown more principles!
No, because I'll bleep it out, and when we're talking about things, we can use it in moderation. Don't keep going like F this, S this.
So I'm so
I feel like I'm your mother.
Got me there, F and then Jeff and constantly.
No, don't F and Jeff and constantly.
We're keeping this in.
Yes.
Okay.
So people know what to expect when watching our podcast. My agent's going to watch this.
Well, I'll just see us keep saying the F word.
Yeah, she's going to watch this and be like, Callum, you can't upload this. And I'll say,
Why not?
I'm sorry, Amanda, but
It's your fault.
This is the best we could do.
It's your fault.
We're not very good.
You swore.
Hope we get better with time.
It's been like 5 minutes and we haven't even introduced what we're doing.
Okay, anyway, for our first pilot episode, we're talking about... You want to know? We're doing a review on A Silent Voice.
It's not much of a review, more than just you ranting because you're
It's going to be me complaining.
Because you're miserable.
And then Cameron trying to come up with a counter-argument.
No, not trying. We'll be doing so.
No. Okay, so let's start. We obviously don't want to spoil it for anyone who wants to watch it. I don't know why you'd want to watch it, but you can watch it. I will start off by saying it is a slice of life anime.
So therefore it's good.
I hate slice of life animes.
Because all you like is crap. All you watch is trashy isekai.
Isekai are not trash.
They are.
Yes,
They're all the same thing. It's some doofus going into another universe. He happens to be like mega buff and mega strong. All the women hurl at his feet, and then it ends with like no plot. And that's all you watch. That's your entire life.
Yeah, but because they're the same, I know that no matter which isekai I watch, they'll always be good.
You just like playing it safe. You just like knowing what's going to happen. You don't like to be explorative. Okay, A Silent Voice was too much to handle. There was too much plot. There was too much going on.
There was too much
You're
plot.
feeble mind.
No, by too much plot, you mean too much random stuff happened, and then they were like, we should probably try and explain that in some way.
No, it's all explained.
Do you want to not shout down the mic? I can hear you!
Well, I should hope so on a podcast.
Okay.
So come on, what didn't you like about it?
Well, I don't want to spoil it, but it just got worse as it went. The ending was so dumb. We've literally just watched it, by the way, and when the guy wakes up, I'm not going to say any more than that, but you know what I mean. There's no way you'd wake up like that. It's the stupidest way of waking up.
No, it makes
ever.
sense.
It does not.
He
He
does.
literally lying there, he just and sits upright. You wouldn't do that.
You've never been in that situation before.
Oh! Bro, that's so loud! Turn it down a little bit, you're too loud. Yeah, but the thing is though, I don't need to have been in that situation to know that nobody just sits bolt upright, then gets out of bed and goes for a walk.
You just wanted the main guy to suffer.
I did want him to suffer.
Why?
Because
Well, you're not rooting for him.
No, because he was a douche for the entire thing.
He was not.
He was. He bullied her from the start, and then was
Yeah.
kind of
And then 30 minutes into it, he had a revelation.
He bullied her. Then she left. Then he got bullied for being a bully. He deserved it.
Yeah,
then he's like,
okay.
kind of a douchebag. I don't want to be bullied anymore. So then he decided to be a nice guy.
No.
Not because he had a revelation, just because he didn't like getting picked on himself.
No, he didn't care about any of the other people. He put X's on their faces. All he cared about was making amends with all the wrongdoings he did at the start of the movie.
No.
And that's why he goes out and does what he does.
No, he decided that he couldn't look people in the eye anymore. So he looked at the feet instead, which is kind of weird. That's something you'd do.
No, it's not. Okay, you're obsessed with it. Every time it happens, you point it out.
Yeah, because I'm like, why is he walking around looking at the floor?
Because he can't look at them in the eyes. He ignores them. He shadows them away. You don't get it.
Do you know what the problem is? He made me watch it in dub. That is the problem.
There's nothing wrong with dub.
There is everything.
The opening song is a English Western song.
You even said it makes no sense being in this film. It's so out of place.
But because it's there, you have to watch it in dub.
Anyway, the ending. Moving on. The ending just wound me up so much. So, overall, I ended up giving it a 5.
Because you're miserable.
Not because I'm miserable. It fit in well with the other things that I've given a 5.
No. Okay.
What did you give it?
I give it a 9. The main issue is
That's way too high.
No, from like 1 hour 20 to 1 hour 15 before
Waste of time.
before like the big like climax bit. Yeah. nothing happened. It's kind of all pointless. That's why I gave it a 9 out of 10. But apart from that, it was perfect.
To be honest, I think the highest climax was when it finished. For me,
Funny guy.
actually, it wasn't because the ending sucked.
The ending was really good.
It's not the worst ending I've seen in a slice of life.
What's the worst one?
Fireworks, probably.
Doesn't count.
What do you mean it doesn't count?
It's
No,
not a slice of life.
Words Bubble Like Soda Pop had probably even worse ending.
That was really good.
No, because Fireworks doesn't have an ending. But Words Bubble Like Soda Pop just as a stupid ending.
I think you're digressing a bit. Okay, can't explain the ending. Right? We don't want to spoil it for all our
Yeah,
viewers.
that's true. All our viewers. It'll be 3
The
people.
ending wasn't that bad.
It was.
The guy overcame his social issues.
You can't say that, that's spoiling the film!
It doesn't matter. No one's gonna watch this if they haven't seen the movie.
To be fair, no, they will. Because they might be like, oh, I want to watch the Silent Voice. I wonder if it's any
so,
good.
So they're gonna watch us if you complain about it constantly.
It's terrible. If you like Slice of Life, you'll like it because you're a weirdo.
Okay, so what was wrong with the first, like...
If you're clinically depressed about your own life and you want to escape and experience someone else's life that's also clinically depressed, watch A Silent Voice. That's what people who watch Slice of Life are like.
No, it's not. Okay.
But if you're depressed, just watch Isekai. It's better.
You're just a 13-year-old, like, you know. That's it. You're obsessed with these big, hunky, chunky men who have, like, mega powers. And you just can't handle the little people.
It's because I want to feel better about myself.
So why you watch Silent Voice?
Because it made me feel worse about myself.
Why did it?
Because I related to the main guy in the first half of the film.
When he was a kid?
Yeah, when he was a douchebag.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, no. Okay, so you hated the ending. What was wrong with the first hour and 30 minutes? Nothing.
It was an hour and 30 minutes. It didn't need to be.
No, it did.
No, it didn't.
It had to set up why he wanted to end his life. Yeah?
I was going to say you can't say that, but he does try and
It
kill
happened
himself in the first,
like,
like,
the first
30 seconds.
Yeah,
of the
exactly.
film.
He
Yeah.
T-poses.
Yeah. But they never really explain that either, really.
We do.
No, it's just because he hasn't got any friends.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He regrets his life decisions.
Yeah, because he doesn't have any friends.
That's not the reason.
That is the reason.
That's not the reason.
He literally says, oh, I've got no friends.
Yeah, but he doesn't say that he even wants any friends.
That's his fault. He doesn't have any. He says it's his fault and he blames himself.
Exactly.
So it's because he's got no friends.
But that's not why he wanted to kill himself.
That is why
He
he
felt
kill
bad.
himself. Because he has no friends.
No, for bullying Shoko.
No, but he didn't want to kill himself because he bullied her. It's because that had detrimental effects on his life that he then decided. You see what I mean? If you're depressed, watch it. It's
The worst advice ever.
Yeah, no, it's because he realised that him bullying her had detrimental effects on his life because he then had no friends because nobody wanted to be friends with him. Rightfully so, you shouldn't bully people.
You literally just explained why he wanted to kill himself.
Because he didn't have any friends.
But then, like 20 seconds ago, you were saying how I don't get it.
Oh, that's true, I did do that. I just can't remember doing myself.
Yeah, see? You're foiled. Is it at least an 8 out of 10?
It's not an 8 out of 10.
It's at least an 8 out of
I
10.
actually considered giving it a 4. Then I
Why?
realised that that's Word Bubble Like Soda Pop. Oh, and you funny. And so I thought, I'll bump it up to a 5.
No, keep telling me that every single isekai that you've ever watched is at least a 6.
No.
And what was less than a 6?
Cheat pharmacist.
I don't know what that means.
Drugstore in another world.
Oh
The slow life of a cheat pharmacist.
What made that one different to the rest of them?
They didn't explain his backstory till the last episode, at which point it was too late. I already figured it out.
Yeah.
Oh, and his backstory is, I hate my life. I wish I didn't live here anymore. And then he gets teleported to a different world.
Irregular Magic High School required 3 whole seasons and a movie to explain the backstory of the main character, and you love that.
I do love that.
So why is this movie, which is only 2 hours long, explains everything to do with the character?
Yeah, but every time I paused it, I'd go, oh my god, there's so long left. Even when there was only half an hour left, I'd be like, oh my god, there's so long left.
It wasn't that long.
It was.
The time flew by.
Yeah, but not 'cause I was having fun.
Then why did it then?
Because I had a nap halfway through. I actually don't remember what happens after the half an hour mark to like between the start half an hour and the last half an hour of the film.
He befriended the broccoli man.
There was the broccoli man. That's the only thing I remember about it. He stopped him from getting his bike stolen.
He didn't stop him. His bike was still stolen. He just recovered it.
No. The broccoli man was going to get his bike stolen. He said you can steal mine instead.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But other than that, nothing really happened. They just sort of argued for a bit.
It was just like an hour of arguing.
Yeah, he'd be like friends with her, argue with someone else, argue with someone else, argue with someone else. They'd argue with someone else would argue, they'd fall out, they'd be friends, then they'd argue again, then they'd argue, fall out, then they'd be friends, and then the ending happened, which we can't say because it's spoiling. Personally, I didn't like it.
I don't know why. It was like a brilliant ending.
So if we were to come up with an average of our scores,
It would be like a 9 out of 10.
no, you gave it a 9, I gave it a 5,
Be a 7 out of 10 then.
a 7 out of 10. That's pretty average. That's above average on Mal
No,
technically.
it's not. It's like that's average.
It's not. 5's average on Mal.
5's average, but the average anime gets like a 7.
Yeah, I don't get why 5's average. 5's never average.
No,
If someone said to me, you're a 5 out of 10, I would go, oh, it means I'm average. But maybe that's because my standards are too high.
Well, I'm a 9 out of 10, so I can understand why. Like,
You're not a
five-
9 out of 10.
I am a 9 out of 10. Have you not seen my top?
I have the same top.
He's like,
I'm wearing a different top.
I have a second top.
I don't want to pilot me over. Which is what the podcast's named after.
Funnily enough. No. Okay.
Go on, what's your other point then?
This is the beauty of the movie.
There is no beauty to the movie.
No, from the half an hour bit where he becomes an adult
Okay.
to like the bit where the big like kablam happens.
Yep.
The movie kind of like all blurs into like one.
That's not a good movie.
No, it is.
How is that a good
it
movie?
Means that on every single rewatch, it's like you're experiencing the movie again.
Even you forgot what happens half the time.
Like when?
Like when I said about, oh, that's going to happen. And then you went,
Yeah.
oh, I can't remember. And then it did.
But it doesn't really affect the plot though.
And then you told me I was an asshole.
It
It doesn't affect the plot. I don't know why
the
that
whole
happened.
movie is a psychoanalysis of the main character. And you liked Evangelion, and that was a psychoanalysis on Shinji.
No, it was just a child getting depression.
In what? It's like a voice of Evangelion.
Both!
You liked Evangelion,
No,
though.
that you just have a weird taste.
I do not.
You do. You like
I don't.
you
Look-
like really depressing things.
I do. No, I hate about Evangelion. We are discussing that at some point.
I know because I refuse to watch it.
No,
we can analyze the first episode.
And that's why.
We can do the first episode
Why?
because I'm not watching any more than that.
But there isn't much to talk about in the first episode.
Well, exactly. That'll be a short episode. I don't want to talk about it.
But you have to watch the whole anime.
I am not. You can watch BlazBlue then. I didn't even finish that, and you know how I finish most anime.
I can't watch Beastars.
Watching Beastars.
Yeah.
Why watching Beastars?
Well, I already
Why aren't
finished.
you watching Princess Stride?
Because I don't end it all. Basically, I already finished the first season of Beastars, and I was like, oh, I like fairy stuff, and so therefore, I don't, by the way. But then, so I was like, okay, well, I'll watch season 2. It has a Pogo P.
Okay.
I think you should watch it. Slice of life.
Wait, hang on. That's a slice of life.
Slice of life.
It's full of animals.
It's about basically the main guy at Lego. She's depressed.
We're not talking about Beastars. And he's got depression. Oh my god. Literally, it's your taste in anime. I'd like to say, if you are thinking of getting into anime, all anime isn't this bad, and it's not all about depression
Start
stuff.
with a silent voice.
Don't start with a silent voice.
If you have a girlfriend who doesn't like anime, a silent voice is an amazing start.
it's not.
that.
Oh,
It
it's
is.
because you'll cry into your shoulder, I guess. But
Exactly.
the animation's too good. You don't want to use that as like your first anime. You're telling me if someone said, "I want to watch anime,"
Yeah.
the first thing you'd say is silent voice.
Yes.
He's stupid.
It's emotional. I'm not going to show some trashy isekai where a demon guy comes from another universe to like wreck everyone.
Well, no, neither would I. That'll be one of our other episodes of what anime we'd recommend people to start out based on your opinions on other TV shows.
Shinibyo.
Don't start with
Shinibyo's a good
Shinibyo.
start. It's a good start.
It's not a good start.
It is a good start.
Right.
It was emotionally gripping. I shredded that to you.
I didn't recommend Shinibyo until like the second anime for my sister.
What was the first? What?
I told her to watch Shinibyo second. First, it was
Torazura.
Toradora, yeah.
Yeah, but like, Toradora was like.
No, it wasn't. Shinibyo was a third actually, because then she watched Monster Girls Nozaki-kun.
That's a good start.
It is. It's quite. We can't talk about this. We're on a silent voice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've sort of.
Yeah, you haven't really said enough to why you give it a 5 out of 10.
Well, I can't because the ending's basically like he said. His reason for giving it a 9 is my reason for giving it a 5.
It's not.
After the first half an hour until the last half an hour, stuff happens which isn't important to the plot in literally like any way. Feeding the bread to the fish is not important. She just keeps doing it.
No, it is important.
It is not important.
It is important. It's their escape from reality.
Oh, you shut up. Between those two periods, nothing of importance happens. Okay, it just blends into one. Just stuff happens. It was filler. Hot.
It was not filler.
It is. Like 3/4 of the movie is filler, which is a bad movie. It is.
It's not. The whole thing is about main dude, which I forgot his name. What's his name?
Oh, I can't have been that good, can he?
It's like Soda.
It's not Soda. It's like Shoya.
It's Shoya.
Shoya.
Yeah, Shoya. Yeah, the whole thing is about Shoya's journey throughout the movie. The events aren't important. It's his emotions of the events that are important.
Okay, well, if it's his journey, for the bit in the middle, he sat in a cafe for the whole thing.
He's not.
He didn't go anywhere. He didn't do anything. There was no journey there.
He went out on dates with Shoko.
He didn't.
He did.
He didn't. He went and bullied people. He went and had arguments with people because he used to be a bully.
No, okay, arguments only started arising when, like, the black-haired girl, because I can't swear, but the black-haired girl, when she arose, she caused all the arguments. Until that point, he was happy, and then she came and altered his perception of reality.
Yeah, but you're still missing the point that you even said. The middle bit of the movie just blurs into one and stuff happens. Literally, I couldn't tell you. From when he becomes an adult, I remember the first thing he does when he's an adult. After that, I don't remember anything that happens up until the last, like, half an hour.
What was the first one he does as an adult? Oh yeah, come on, yeah.
He not killed himself. No, he went to see her and gave her some bread. That's when he met, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So other than that, literally the whole movie is like completely pointless.
It's not pointless.
Literally, just some stuff happening. It's character development, but without the development.
It is development.
No, because they develop them a little bit, then they take it back what they just developed, and then they just keep doing stuff that's supposed to develop the characters, but it doesn't. Like her continuously crying and stuff. How is that giving me some development?
Who? Shoko?
Yeah, main girl. She just cries a lot.
No, every character has a character arc in the movie. The broccoli man
got his bike stolen, and then became like bum buddies with the main dude. That's his character arc.
Okay. The red hair dude
is a bum bag. You just see his face, you immediately want it to get covered back up again. I hate him. So he has crosses to symbolise people that he doesn't talk to. Well, when he becomes friends with his red-haired dude, the cross falls off and his face just goes... And I immediately disliked him from that point onwards.
Okay, so they weren't important. What about the blonde-haired girl?
The one that, the one with pigtails and glasses?
Yes.
Yeah. The one that was a bully, but then was like, I didn't bully her.
Yeah, but eventually, in the end, she was like, oh, I was aware that she didn't.
No, she didn't. She still didn't accept what wrong she did.
Okay. What about the black-haired girl?
She was an arsehole from the start. She was an arsehole in the middle. She was an arsehole at the end. How is that character development?
But the main guy...
She even says, I still hate you throughout the entire way through. She doesn't change at all. That's no character development.
Okay, Shoko's mum goes from hating main dude to tolerating main dude.
If she still hated him after what he does at the end, she'd be a horrible woman. Am I wrong?
No.
Exactly. That's not character development. That's forced character change.
How is that forced character change?
You're telling me she could have still she could have just walked up to him and slapped him after what happened at the end?
Yes.
You're broken.
Okay. It's more about the adventure.
There's no adventure.
It isn't adventure. It's an emotional journey. Watching main dude grow. All the side characters aren't that important to the plot. It's about main dude and Shoko, who doesn't develop, but main dude, who does develop. He goes from an arsehole to regretting that he was an arsehole.
No. He goes from an arsehole in primary school to becoming an adult, and immediately, as soon as we see him as an adult, he's no longer an arsehole.
Well, no, he's had time to change.
But you're missing the point. We missed the time to change. He's just suddenly changed, and we have to deal with that. And then the rest of the movie is us watching him as he's already changed. Of him going back and regretting his actions that he did before he changed.
You didn't complain about it in Avengers Endgame, so I don't really complain about it now.
Is this the Avengers Endgame podcast? No.
No, but in that there's a whole 5-year time gap where loads of stuff happens, but we never see
Nothing
anything
happens. They just clean stuff up.
No, Captain America and Iron Man will become more tolerable with each other. I swear, Iron Man.
No, they don't. Iron Man refuses to talk to him anymore.
No, it's like Gwyneth Paltrow. No, after the 5-year time gap, those two are more okay, we're not enemies anymore.
Reasonably.
Yeah, we miss all that.
No, he's married. Iron Man's married and got a kid.
Yeah, but we miss all that.
What, you want to watch him, have a kid?
What?
That's weird.
It was a central part of his character.
Yeah, but you can't put that in a Marvel movie.
They were building it. No. They were building up them getting married and having a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
we
announced it.
never see it.
Iron Man
but
3.
you never complain about.
Iron Man 3. You don't want to see a wedding. Nobody watches a Marvel film to watch a wedding. You
Iron
want to watch
Man's-
people punch each other in the face.
You end the movie with that.
What? Endgame?
See, like an Iron Man 4, he gets married at the end.
There wasn't an Iron Man 4. The end of Iron Man.
exactly.
The end of Iron
They
Man
should
3.
make
He
Iron
has
Man
the
4.
surgery, doesn't he?
But Iron Man 3 was too long ago.
Nobody remembers Iron Man 3. Anyway, we digress. Aside
Yeah, you didn't complain about it then, so why is it matter now?
Because we're analysing this, and I'm telling you what I felt I didn't
What
like.
I found.
I felt it within my soul.
Okay, maybe a 9 is too high, most like an 8. But not like anything lower.
So you're definitely going to move down on now.
Move down to an 8.
Thank God. See, this is what I have to do. I
So
have to convince him.
yeah,
Take him
but
down a few
I haven't
pegs.
thought about that deeply. You know, I just enjoyed
How
the
have you,
movie.
do you not sit there and go, oh, that was kind of good, but I didn't like this bit?
Well, no, I do with most things, but this was more just like... It was pretty good.
It's because you were brain dead after watching it. You were sitting there for 2 hours watching it, you suddenly were just like, 9. That's what they brainwashed you.
No, when I first watched it, I gave it a 10.
No way.
I did, but then like after like a few days, I was like, okay, that's more like a 9. And then I just left after that point.
See, I'm smart. I skipped all those stages, and I immediately went with, it's a 5.
It's kind of forgettable, but it's enjoyable. I should watch it.
No, I didn't enjoy myself. No, I did. That one part that you turned to me and went, are you okay? When I laughed. We can't say. So they'll never know.
Because you'll get cancelled.
I got cancelled before we've even started. But to be fair, I like it how it's obviously the main girl's death, and I like how they have done some,
Wait,
showing.
spoiler alert.
You know from the start. She
Oh, I
walks
thought you
in and
were
goes,
saying-
"I'm deaf."
You said main girl's deaf.
Yeah, main girl.
Yeah, her deaf.
She's deaf.
You said main girl's deaf, as in she died.
She doesn't die.
Spoiler alert.
No! You can't bait me like that. Anyway, I was trying to say some emotional thing. I'm going to have to cut this bit out now,
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Swing in the bloopers.
Not getting the bloopers. Because it's a spoiler.
Say.
Yeah. The fact that she's, deaf, and they obviously, it was the whole thing is based around that, and it highlights a lot of the difficulties that deaf people face, and that's quite cool. Because a lot of anime, like I say, is often about big strong men punching each other in the face.
No, the anime you watch.
The anime that I watch is big strong men punching each other. So it was good from that aspect because they did everything really well with all the sign. They got actual proper sign language and everything. That is means quite a lot of things. They do that quite a lot.
And so is that.
Yeah. Oh, that means see you later. That's
But it also means be right back.
Yeah, basically means pretty much I'll see you later, and then that means moron.
And then I don't know what actually this means.
Well, that are all different things, but I don't know what any of them mean. I know that's sorry, I think, but I don't want to do it in case I call someone like a.
One of them is sorry.
Yeah, but I don't want to do it in case I say to someone like.
What is the likelihood?
You've got a slack wrist.
What is the likelihood of a deaf person watching this just for us to do?
Quite high, actually. A lot of people that agent and stuff work with are deaf. No, but it's very good how it does pay attention to deaf people and some of the stuff that they have to suffer through. That's very cool. So yeah, I think overall we'd give it as an average we'd give it a 6.5 or a 7. 7, I'll say 7.
7 sounds okay.
7's reasonable as an average score.
I
Personally, I'd give it a 5. But
Yeah, but you're a bum bag.
I am a bum bag. We scratch off our list. We've got a list of 100 anime. And
But,
we're gonna go through.
this man has turned it into a weight, and so instead you have. It's almost like putting your arm there. You lift your arm. Up.
No, basically we were gonna put it up, but we put Miku-chan instead because she fits better.
Yeah, and also you're just like a perverted bastard.
Whoa, you can't say that.
Go to our Patreon to see the full version of it.
Yeah.
See the uncensored version of the podcast.
Actually, we should start doing that eventually.
Yeah,
And we can just say what we want, and we'll just put all the PG stuff on YouTube and scam people out of money. I think this has been a
I
really
don't
successful.
think you should say that. I think you should cut it out.
This has been a very, very successful pilot for our podcast. I hope you've enjoyed,
We shall see you soon for the next episode.
which we're recording.
Or the
in
last
2 minutes.
episode, which we might be,
Or this may never be an episode.
we never know.
This may be released in 10 years' time. And we
Exactly.
can say, oh, this was our pilot episode that we never released.
And we Asians then. I'll be bulky,
I'll still be the same.
a scrawny bitch.
Thank you for watching.
Tito wow.
クキちゃん実はね
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Should we start?
I don't know. Hold on. Let's start with me looking into the camera and cracking open a brewski.
Hang on.
My jaws could fly up. Just open the goddamn can.
You've ruined my ASMR. That was horrible. You ready?
I was born ready. I thought we always started.
Oh.
Well, go on then.
Okay.
Ow.
Sorry. Hello. Welcome to our podcast. It's. Let's start again.
I thought you had it under the control.
Well, I said I was going to make it up as I went along.
This is the blooper section.
This is going in the blooper section.
okay.
Okay. Hello. Well,
Hello. I thought we were introducing ourselves.
we'll get to that in a minute.